Wow, welcome, welcome, welcome. As y'all can hear, and I know you on Facebook land, if you're on my Jazz Living Legend page, you're not going to hear the music. So you may want to tune in on Jazzabrations Live on Facebook or on YouTube. That's where you're going to hear the live music of my exciting guests that we have in the studio today. Of course, I'm your host, Linda Morgan, and you're on a Sunday afternoon ride with me and my wonderful guests in the studio on this Jazzabration Sunday. Welcome to Morris Media Studios. First, I like to always give a shout out to my wonderful studio engineers, none other than the Johnny Morris. Thank you, sir, for taking the helm. And LaRon Davidson, I know you got my back there. Thank you so much for joining us on this ride. So I am going to chime in and bring in the other three guests because that song is one of their signature songs that I'm just heard. You must want to believe, right? I know you do. So welcome, help me welcome to Jazzabrations Live, none other than Dramatic Force. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Welcome. So you guys, as y'all can see, I have three guests. This is our first show that we have three guests. So I'm excited. Don't know how this is going to work, but I'm staying focused. But that first song that we open up to, Bobby, tell us a little bit about You Must Want to Believe.
Well, You Must Believe came from old tune back in the 70s, I think. Kenneth rearranged it, and we've been doing that song for a while, maybe about 15, 20 years, something like that.
Absolutely.
And that's one of our favorite songs, and we get a lot of requests to do that song because you must believe, so.
You better believe that.
You gotta believe, so,
For sure. Well, I just wanted to open up with that song because
that's a good choice.
You and Kenneth, Bobby to my, I don't know which side over here, Bobby over here and Kenneth over here.
That's right.
Are the original members of Dramatic Force, and you have here in the middle their new member that's joining, Mr. Tony Sam. So I wanted to direct this question mainly to the original members, Bobby and Kenneth.
Yes.
And then you guys can plug in and you know, y'all not going to just sit here and not give my audience a little taste of what the new Dramatic Force is going to be about. So we'll get there next. Okay. But tell the audience a little bit about Dramatic Force. How long y'all been in L.A.? How long you been doing the business? Give us a little history in about 2 seconds.
Well, we've been singing for 35 years.
Mm-hmm.
We got together from another group. We used to be the Angels of Joy, and then the Mighty Voices of Joy.
Okay.
Yeah. So everybody most knows us as the Mighty Voices of Joy.
Okay.
Because we have like 5 recordings with the Mighty Voices as the Mighty Voices of Joy. So a lot of people know us from that.
Okay.
So now we got to bring in the new name, Dramatic Force. But we had to change the name Mighty Voices of Joy because when we went to get copyrights on it, somebody else already had the name copyrighted.
Gotcha.
So we had to come up with another name and fast. So
that leads right into what I do, legacy preservation, legacy protection.
Okay.
You got to make sure that when you're building a legacy that you're protecting it. But so fast forward, we're now Dramatic Force. We ain't going to even think about the past. We're now Dramatic Force.
Yes.
And the coming together of you three gentlemen is something phenomenal.
Thank you.
It's very unusual that groups are able to gel right off the bat.
Yeah.
But from what I'm hearing and understanding, y'all have gelled really well.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Yeah.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
So in that gelling, I just want to hear can y'all just give me a little snippet of the gelling first?
Sure. We'll break you off a little something.
Just a little something. We don't have to give them a whole lot. Just a little something.
Just a little something.
Okay, let me hear that. Just a little something, y'all. Just for y'all.
I just want to thank you. What you done for me. I just want to thank you, Lord. Done for me.
See, y'all, I told y'all, you are not going to be disappointed. Dramatic Force is a force to be reckoned with. Thank you, gentlemen, for that. That's just a little snippet just to let the audience know, hey, look out for Dramatic Force. They are going to be doing shows. They have a wonderful manager, which is a good friend of mine, Miss Peggy. Hopefully she's out there somewhere in the land. She'll call in and check in with us at 323-293-3375. That's for all of our listeners who want to call in and maybe have some conversation with you. 323-293-3375. Okay. So now, as we go back, I said, as I was riding in and I looked on the CD cover, one of my jazz legends was on there doing horns, Mr. Nolan Shahid. Hey, Nolan, I called you and I said, I am shocked. I see your name on this CD of a group that I'm about to interview today. He said, oh, I remember them very well. He said, I said, yes, they're in the studio today. So he said to tell you gentlemen, hello.
Oh, good. Hey, Nolan.
He's working right now, so he won't be able to call in and give us a little shout out. But Nolan, if you are out there on Jazzabrations Live on Facebook, call us in. Call up and say hi. 323-293-3375. That's the number to call in for the studio for anyone that's listening and want to call in and say hey. So now, Dramatic Force, are you more of a gospel or are you more of an R&B or is it a combination of all of that?
It's a combination of all of it.
All of it. Okay, so you can be booked for a gospel gig and you can be booked for an R&B gig.
Yes, absolutely.
And it'll all fit in.
Absolutely.
It'll all fit in, yes.
That is great. You know, because there's not a lot of groups that can do that. Y'all know that, right? That's unique.
Yeah, we've been told.
These cats can do it, believe me.
Absolutely. So that's going to be a good thing for y'all to be able, because, you know, my church, Morningside United Church of Christ, hey family out there in Inglewood. Yeah. Latrice Lawrence is our music director, and we have one of the baddest keyboardists named Quentin Ziegler.
Yeah, I think I heard of him. Okay. Yeah,
Quentin is bad.
Yeah, I've heard of him. Yeah,
he is bad. Okay. So we do music Sundays and all that. So I'm gonna definitely put your manager, Miss Peggy, in contact with Latrice.
Good.
I know that Mr. Tony Sam has now joined our little praise group, Praise and Worship on Sundays. So he is now singing on Sundays in a church that he... Tell us about that, Mr. Sam. I know.
Wow.
I'm putting you on the spot right here. Tell us a little bit about that, because you've not been in a church setting singing for a while.
For a long while, actually.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I went to Sunday school when I was a little kid, but I was never really a member of a church until just recently, actually, until about 8-9 months ago. So they heard me sing, and they wanted me to join the choir, so I had to learn all those songs. And a lot of those songs are similar to R&B, except, of course, the words are different because we're singing about our Lord and Savior.
That's right.
So I had to learn those things, but it's been great.
That's good. It has been a wonderful thing. If you like to if you tune in on my page this morning, you'll be able to see some of that singing, as I always go live in church on Sunday mornings. That's my craziness coming out. But I do our services live so that a lot of my friends, you know, can't get out of the house. And so I bring them our service, our music portion of our service, right to their beds, to their homes, and to whatever. That's my Sunday morning worship. But I want to go into another cut on the CD. Anyone you choose, it's okay with me, because the guys here will be able to talk about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Let's do that. Hold y'all horses. We'll be right back with another selection from Dramatic Force. Okay?
Oh, yeah. I'll tell you about my friend. Well, he is a friend of mine. He is a friend of mine. You turn your night
is a friend of mine. See, I'm not a singer, but
that was Bobby on the bass.
That was Bobby on the bass.
That's me on the bass. That's me.
All right, now.
That's me riding the bass.
So now, was that album that you guys put out, that was a full gospel? That was a full gospel track?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we have one can go either way, which is True Love.
Okay.
I forgot what number it is on there.
Oh, that's all right. We'll find it.
Yeah.
That'll be the next one we'll come into, True Love, and we'll talk about that one. But he's a friend of mine. Is that an original old standard gospel?
Yes, in love and memory of Thomas Lagun, who went on and passed away.
Okay, yeah. So I was asking Tony in terms of you guys used to be in a group and you had 5 members.
Yes.
2 of them have gone home to glory.
3.
3 have gone home to glory.
Yes.
And what were their names of the group?
Thomas Lagun, Johnny Doward, and George Brown, known as G Money.
G Money. Okay, he's the one that's inside the CD cover.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And so I know how it is when, losing members to your family. They're like family because you've been together for 30 plus years.
Yeah.
Yes,
and it's hard trying to rebuild from that. But it's a good thing that you gentlemen have chose to continue on the legacy of your group.
That's right.
And so with that rebuilding, you now have been connected with this new gentleman, Mr. Tony Sam, and you guys going to take this on to the next generation.
Yeah, we're very excited about Tony. He fits in very well. We was like blown away when we heard him sing.
Overwhelmed.
Oh, we like
And vice versa.
I told Ken, I said, we got to keep him, man. Ken said, yeah, we do.
And I sure don't mind staying.
So that is a great thing. Well, we definitely looking to take calls. 323-293-3375 from any of our guests that would like to call us. I don't think you can see that number on this white dress in the screen up here. But, be able to call in and say hi, say hello, say whatever they'd like to say to you guys. And that number, as always, is 323-293-3375. Derek, if you're out there in Facebook land, did you tell Cynthia you were going to be here and call us? Call us in. Call Cynthia. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, let's get back to some of the music with you guys calling in. I mean, what is it like now coming into a new group, forming a new group? What has that been like for you, Bobby or Kenneth?
It's been exciting to have Tony come in. He really fit in, and he's a nice gentleman, and, we've grown to like him very much, and we're excited to have him.
Absolutely. Now, I know you guys been rehearsing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And,
yeah.
Okay, so we have a caller. Welcome to the show. This is Linda. You're the host of Jazzabrations Live. Who's on the line?
This is Peggy Avila. I'm the booking manager / publicist for the Dramatic Force.
Welcome, Miss Peggy Avila, to the show. How are you?
I am fantastic. I am great. I see some great talent up there, and it's my talent, so I'm ecstatic.
Great. Now, thank you so much for introducing your talent to me, the host of Jazzabrations Live. What do you see in the future for these gentlemen?
Oh, a lot of things in the future. We decided to just keep moving forward because united we stand and divided we fall, but we're going to stand in honor of God has blessed us with great talent and not bouncing all over the place, but Bobby Parham, Kenneth Craig, Tony Sam, they're awesome, all of them. When I saw Tony and heard him sing, I said he would be a total awesome fit for our group. And it was God just blessed him with us. But there's many things you can look for. We've been everywhere. We are a professional group. We have been with the Ritz-Carlton. We've been with Smokey Robinson. We do concerts. We do weddings. We do major events. We do cruises on boats or whatever you may need. We are able to accommodate you for that because we have the talent. Not only do you have a talent, but they're good at what they do. They've been actually blessed with their voices and their sound. They have nice harmony. They look good. Everything is good.
Oh, that is great. Now, how do they get in contact with you, Miss Peggy, if they want to? Somebody would love to book them for, this holidays is coming right around the corner here, so I'm sure somebody may need a band coming up real quick. How will they be able to reach you?
What they can do is we have a Facebook page. They can go to the Dramatic Force Facebook page. I would love to hear from you. Please provide me with your email and your telephone number. My phone number is listed on the website, Facebook page as well. That number, if you don't mind me giving it out, is area code 562-833-4353. That's 562-833-4353, and it's the Dramatic Force.
Okay, now for those that are not on Facebook, and though, you know, do you have a website that they could go to, or?
Well, the website that they can go to, I have a website as well, but really right now, if they don't have a Facebook, they can contact me on that telephone number.
And say that number again.
That number is 562-833-4353.
All right. Well, thank you so much for calling in, Miss Peggy. I'm sure the guys are very excited about you as their production manager and getting them lots and lots of work for 2018. So we're moving on into the future.
Oh, yes. That's what we're doing, Linda. We appreciate you setting up this interview because we are moving forward. We're moving stronger than we ever have. You know, we have faith in God, and we know who's in control and who's over the group, and it's God. And He has blessed me to be with the group for over 30-something years.
Oh, that is awesome.
I have faith in Him, and I have faith in the guys. And we're going to be doing great things. I want everyone who's listening to your radio show, not only today, but keep on listening. Please log in, go to the Facebook page, and call me up. We could talk it over, and we could book the group, and you will be overwhelmed.
Absolutely. And we will be sharing the show with the Dramatic Force Facebook page, so you'll be able to share it out to all of your friends and family. But thank you, Miss Peggy, for calling in.
You're very welcome. You have a great show. I love it.
All righty. Well, we're going to go on a commercial break for that one and come back to you with some more live music. Thank you for tuning in to Jazzabrations Live. I'm your host, Linda Morgan, and we're at Morris Media Studios with my two bad in-studio technicians, Mr. Johnny Morris and LaRon Davison. We'll be right back, you guys. All righty.
Never thought I'd find a friend. So many were true. What am I gonna do? I look here and there. No one really cares. So much misery.
Now my search is ended. My heart's been mended. Because for once in my life, I found my love. No more sad and feeling alone. I have someone to keep me strong. Sent from heaven above. I'm glad I found true love is holding on. I'm glad I found true love. True love.
I used to think true love was hard to find until you came into my life. My heart went astray, but you brightened up my day. I flew away. Finally, someone truly loves me.
Now my search is ended. My heart's been mended, because for once in my life, I've found no more sad and being alone. I found someone to keep me strong, sent from heaven above. I'm glad I found true love is hard to find. True love is holding on. Oh yeah, I'm glad I found. Yeah.
True love. Now, true love. That one right there, that will make you bop. Give me a little bit of history on that one, you guys, because that's a good one.
That's Kenneth right there.
Kenneth, tell me a little bit about True Love.
True Love.
Was it about some woman?
Probably was.
Yeah, well, I had a woman in mind. I'm just kidding. But anyway, I wrote that song. That song came to my heart. At that time, I was out in the world, and, you know, I was writing it to a young lady that I knew, but we moved on, and I kept the song and brought it to the guys, and it, you know, they did the music and everything, and it came together.
It sounds very good.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
And that's what love does. You know, any love song, they are here for long periods of time. Ask Luther. Luther's gone. But all his songs, it's still here with us. Anytime you put on one, everybody gonna bop to it. And so that's one of them tunes right there, True Love, that will go on from generations to generations.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that we have to do and think about, passing this music on to the next generation.
Okay.
Bringing it, you know, our grandkids, because we have that age now, we all got grandkids and great-grandkids and all of that. So we need to be able to incorporate it in their cache of music.
Right.
You know, instead of they little normal plays of what they think is hip, which we all know. I ain't going to talk about them, but they need to be introduced to all types of music.
That's right.
I have a 16-year-old. He comes kicking and scratching when it comes to jazz because I pull him into my events and make him sit there and listen.
Okay.
And if he don't, because I don't care if you don't want to listen, but you're going to be in the room so that you can listen. You can tune it out, put your headset in, and do whatever, but you're going to still be in the room with the live jazz musicians. And that was something that happened to me when I started doing this work that I've been doing for the last 7 years. I came up with a brand called Smooth Ahead.
Okay.
Smooth Ahead.
Smooth Ahead. Okay.
Right. Because I came from smooth jazz era.
Right.
Okay.
You know, the Kenny G's of the world, the Chris Bodie's, the Minnie Abears, all them that were at the festival that I worked for many, many years.
Right.
And so I realized that my generation, 50 plus, we didn't know nothing about the straight ahead jazz. The Byrds, the Coltrane's, the Mingus, the Duke Ellingtons, didn't have a clue about it because nobody introduced it to them. So as you see, I have this logo. It's a bald-headed lady. That was my Smooth Ahead. And it was my introduction to my generation to straight ahead.
Good.
Okay.
So I started putting on these events and introducing them to jazz and blues legends. I'm talking about legends that are here, still alive. Those that played with Bird and played with Miles and Coltrane and Duke Ellington, and they're still here. But a lot of people didn't know that they were still here in L.A.
Okay.
So I introduced this jazz series and started honoring them and bringing them out. To date, we have honored over 137 of them here in L.A.
Wow, really? That's great.
Some of the names like Miss Barbara Morrison.
Yeah, I met
you
her.
know, Phil Ranlin, Phil Upchurch, I had 3 Phils.
Okay.
Phil Ranlin, Upchurch, and I just drew a blank, y'all. Don't come back. That's that senior moment. But Billy Mitchell, Buddy Collette, who's no longer here with us, Gerald Wilson. All of these individuals we've honored in our series, in our Living Legend Foundation. And it was all with the purpose of bringing my 50-year-old crowd of friends into events. And when they got there, they thought they was going to hear some smooth jazz. Nothing but straight ahead jazz.
Yeah. Okay.
And so it was my way of introducing them to the root, who produced the fruit.
Right.
Okay.
So the straight ahead players are the ones that all the smooth jazz are standing on their shoulders. So the same thing we have to do with all types of music. We got to give it to the next generation.
Right.
That's right.
So that they can keep the music alive.
That's right.
Because otherwise, nobody's going to keep it alive if we don't make a conscientious effort to do that.
That's right. You're absolutely
And so
right.
that song, you know, even though she may be gone, that song will live on.
Live on.
That was just my roundabout way of getting back to that. That song, she will, you know, she's probably, if she's still alive, she's probably somewhere listening to it.
Well, when I became born again, turned it into a R&B gospel song.
Okay. Are you guys familiar with gospel?
Not that I recall. I don't. Maybe
gospel?
Yeah.
It's a gentleman, I can't think of his name right now, but he put gospel and jazz together.
Oh, really? Okay.
And so, I don't know if I haven't really researched or anything about any other combinations of gospel and R&B and soul, or gospel and soul, but those are things that, because it's all our music,
right,
we can mirror it all together.
Yeah.
Jazz spell, I think he started branding it as. It was jazz and gospel, jazz spell.
Okay.
So that's a great thing to look at. And always, listeners, if you want to call in, 323-293-3375. We got Bobby Parham, we got Kenneth Craig, and we got Tony Sam here in the studio as the Dramatic Force. And we are looking forward to what Dramatic Force will bring for us in 2018.
That's right.
I know I make avenues for events. That's what I do. I create events for us to be able to showcase our talents. Ain't nobody giving us anything.
Right.
So we have to make our own events,
That's right.
create our own avenues in order to be able to bring our music out there.
Right.
And that was what I did when I started creating this series. It's been a wonderful 11 months at my church in Morningside. Our last event is going to be December the 17th. I invite you gentlemen to come in and be a part of that last event. It is our annual black and white ball, black and white attire. We're going to dress up, and I've invited all 120, well, I'd say about 30-something.
Okay.
That's about 129 because some of the legends have gone on to glory.
Right.
So, but I've invited all of them to come for this annual event. Mainly, all the ones that have been part of the series that we've had for this year at my church. We went from January to November, just last Sunday, featuring all some of the jazz and blues legends that I've honored in the past.
Okay.
And at each show, I honor a new set of jazz and blues legends.
Right.
So this is a continual work that I do monthly.
Oh, that's great.
And I will be continuing to do it. I put an end date on it because, sometimes people want you to just go forever.
Right.
So I put an end date on it. I am 56. Glad to be 56, but I put an end date on it on 2021. God willing and the creek don't rise, I last that long, I will continue to do this work for the next 4 years.
Amen.
So and the criteria for it is just anybody that has done jazz and blues and have contributed 25 years to that craft. That's a lot of years of work to not be celebrated by no Grammys and no Emmys.
Right.
Nobody don't recognize you for
Right.
So that was my thing. There was a lot of talk about, the Grammys not doing jazz and the Grammys not honoring people. So I was on this jazz network in 2008 when this whole thing started around. And I said, you know what? I'm jumping off of this network online, and I'm about to be about it. Y'all can continue to stay on here and talk about what y'all going to do for the Grammys, but I'm about to be about it.
Right.
So 2010 is when I started the series of honoring jazz and blues legends. 7 years later, here we are, 136 honored, and I'm going to continue, God willing.
Amen.
That's great.
Till 2021.
That's really great.
And people ask me, well, what about the R&B and the soul? Somebody else pick up the mantle and do that. I'm staying with jazz and blues. That's two. Because I was only doing jazz.
Okay.
And then the blues said, how you going to do jazz without us? We the grandfather.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Grandmama, grandfather.
That's right.
So I incorporated doing blues artists as well. Okay. And so that's how I'm now jazz and blues legacy preservationist. But if nobody don't pick up the mantle and do the work, it won't happen.
That's right.
You can't wait for the Grammys. They're not going to call you to honor you and to recognize you for your work.
That's right.
I don't know what that little question mark on the screen is, but it's covering up Kenneth's head over here, but maybe that they don't see it, okay? See, sometimes I get this looking up there. But that's the beauty of just doing what we do.
Yeah, it is.
And so we're going to go into another song so we can take a break. We got some in-studio guests that we want to talk to a little bit before we come back. Okay. So let's go into another song, Engineers on the CD, and then we'll be right back with you on Jazzabrations Live here on Sunday afternoon at the Morris Media Studios.
Love is perfection, divine, sounding like brass or a tingling cymbal.
I know he done just what he said. He never said anything. The good lesson. 1,000 people I know he fed, and I'm gonna love you, gonna serve you, I'm gonna meet you, and I know one day I'm gonna see you. Love, the love we have for you, you, for the love we have for And I must admit, he truly died, and led him to the cross, and they pierced him in the side. Third day I know he rose, and he got up high, and I'm gonna love you, gonna serve you, I'm gonna be you, and I know one day I'm gonna see you. Love, for the love we have for you, love, for the love we have They pierced him in the side. For the love that we have, the blood came streaming down. For the love that we have.
What you doing? What you doing? Y'all hear this music? It is mesmerizing me today. I'm in heaven. I'm sitting amongst three wonderful men, and the dramatic force is the name. Y'all need to Google it, because I need y'all to put it in the Google search. Dramatic force. Let's start this engine to going so that Google, you will know when they start coming up. That's how it all gets started, y'all. It starts with somebody doing the search. It may not be in Google right now, but if 4 or 5 of my listeners just do a Google search on it, Google has to say, oh, wait, who is this? 5 people are searching for him. We got to find out something. They will start digging up the history for us to create the history of what you guys have done.
Right.
That's how it works in this internet land. I hate to say it, but that's how it works.
That's how it works.
So I'd like for all of you to go on Facebook, join the pages. Dramatic Force got a Facebook page. Jazzabrations Live got a Facebook page. Find us on YouTube, all of that. But just start searching for the information on Dramatic Force so that when they come out in 2018, they will be a force to reckon with. Thank you, gentlemen. We're just coming back in from the break. That was a great song. I can't remember the name of it. Somebody help me.
For the Love.
For the Love. Yeah.
For the Love.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like a real old school ballad.
Yes. Matter of fact, I got it from the
Delphonics.
That was an old Delphonics cut.
That was an old Delphonics song.
Well, how apropos is that?
Apropos.
that was a Delphonics cut.
Yes, it was.
Well, good job. Well, I know we're past the halfway mark and almost getting ready to, we're on our downside to the end of our show. So I want my listeners to hear a little bit more of you three gentlemen. Give a little live, little snippets. Y'all not getting a lot. You're just getting some snippets so that you'll know that this is a group that is to be reckoned with.
How about
Dramatic
some harmony? How about
Force.
some harmony?
Okay.
Sing a little harmony.
Go for it.
You must believe, no matter what the people might say, you must believe that
Jesus Christ is coming one day.
oh yeah,
Jesus Christ is coming one day. How about that?
Okay. Jesus Christ is coming one day. We do. That's one thing we do know. Thank you, you guys, so much for that.
You're
because
welcome.
people sometimes don't realize that harmony, and what I've been told, everybody can't do it.
Everybody cannot do it.
Everybody can't do it.
They can sing, but they can't do harmony.
They can sing, but
That's
you
true.
can't do harmony.
Absolutely.
That's right.
And see, when you call some singers up and they just do it right on the fly.
That's why Ken and I were so amazed about Tony, because he can do harmony.
Yes.
Most good lead singing, they can't do harmony.
They
can't.
They can't.
You know.
And that's when you know when you got uniqueness.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah.
When you can gel with somebody right off the bat.
Right off the bat,
because
right.
that harmony is, he tells me all the time I can sing, but I don't sing.
She can sing, y'all.
But you know what? I have a plethora of singers around me that I would never even attempt to get in that lane. Do you hear what I'm saying? I have jazz legends, Barbara Morrison, Eloise Laws,
Right.
The only difference is we will and she won't.
That's right, and I will not.
She won't
So-
do it. She won't do it.
Because I'm going to stay in this lane over here behind the scenes. On the radio and creating events and doing the legacy.
Right.
You will not hear. Maybe when I turn 60. How about that?
We'll wait.
How about that?
Okay.
Wait for me at 60. You'll hear my voice then.
You turn 60, I'll be,
That's all right. You only be 76.
76
That's it. That's all right.
Ain't nothing but a number, huh?
Tell me about
Ain't
it.
nothing but a number.
We got a friend at church. Her name is Joycelyn. Hey, Joycelyn, if you out there, you could not even tell what age Joycelyn is. Joycelyn keeps up. I'm not telling Joycelyn's age. I'm not telling Joycelyn's age on the live radio here. But when you see her at my events, you will not know that the age she is. Mama D. Are you out there, Mama D? I'm talking about you too. Yeah. These women are the epitome of what I'm striving to be when I get in my 2 years. How about 3 generations past me? So y'all already know what age I am.
Yes.
How about 3 generations past me?
Okay.
And they keep it moving. Yeah. And so I'm staying energized through them, doing this work as, in the back scenes, keeping stuff together. But that's how you stay young. You follow somebody 3 generations, they follow me.
Okay.
So I'm 3 generations behind them, and that's how they stand where they are. Okay. Just a little shout out to you, Mama D and Miss Joycelyn, my 2 BFFs that helped me at my event.
Right.
So I know that we got another song on the CD that we'd like to say and play.
Okay.
I don't know which number it is, but my engineers are the bomb.
I see they are.
Again, Mr. Johnny Morris, that's Felicia's daddy. I got him as my engineer. Look, he wearing my Jazzabrations Live hat. Speaking of that, these hats right in front of me, y'all probably can't see them, but these hats I generally give them to my guests. But then I came up with this thing. My guests need to support me and my show. So I said maybe my guests would be interested in replacing their New York Yankees hats or any other baseball cap that they wear that they don't have no interest in. They ain't paying them to wear it. They ain't doing nothing, But you can buy this cap for $15 and support our Jazzabrations Live show today.
Yes.
I come in 5 colors. This is a beige. You really probably can't tell it because of the color on the screen. But I got a red one, a black one, a blue one, and a green. Mm-hmm. And so this is our way of keeping the legacy of the music alive and helping out and supporting and getting the word out about the show that you were a part of. So that's just a little commercial advertisement for that. But let's go into something else, Mr. Johnny and LaRon Davidson, which is my bad engineers today on Jazzabrations Live. We'll be right back, y'all.
God be everywhere, the land, the ocean. They say that life is easy in airborne. That's why we all come together, join hands, and we as one. We will sing, shout, because we made it in. Good thing about it all, there will be no more sin, no more dying there. Whoa. No more lying there. Whoa. Nothing but love, lifting up the blood-stained banner. Freedom. Nothing but joy. Love, God be everywhere. The streets are made of gold, and the gates are made of pearl. That's how we know that we're free and left the sin-filled world. We will stand up and dance and all join hands. To God be the glory. The best thing about it all, there will be no more sin, no more dying there. Whoa. No more lying there. Whoa. Nothing but love, lifting up the blood-stained banner. Freedom. Nothing but joy. Peace, God be everywhere. Satisfy me so. Satisfy my soul. Satisfy me so. Oh. Satisfy my soul. Satisfy me so. Satisfy my soul. Oh, can't you see it? Satisfy what the Lord has done for me. Satisfy my soul. Satisfy me so. Oh. Satisfy my soul. Here we go. No more dying here. Whoa. No more lying here. Whoa. Nothing but love, lifting up the blood-stained banner. Freedom. Nothing but joy. Peace, God be everywhere.
Yes, we're back. I'm your host, Linda Morgan, with Jazzabrations Live, and I have in the studio with me my wonderful guest, Dramatic Force. And that was a jazzy Jamaican tune there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Tell me a little bit about that one.
Well, that song is Love and Memories of George Brown, known as G Money, and Johnny Dowers. And they came up with that song. Yeah. George and Johnny did.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that is awesome.
Yes. Yes.
So it has that rockin' flavor, make you want to swing to it and all that.
Yeah,
yes.
That's good.
That is good. Mm-hmm. That we're now into... I've been asked, where do you find Dramatic Force music online? So we said that it's on iTunes and CD Baby.
CD Baby, right.
So please go out and look for their music on iTunes and CD Baby. Google them on there. Just look up their music. We don't care if I would love for you to buy it, but just going on to iTunes and going on to CD Baby and just looking for them, it's called searching. It brings about an interest within the algorithms. I'm going to teach y'all something here, a little bit about this internet game. If you search for something and you don't find it, keep searching, because eventually the search engine will find it for you. Most people don't know that. We, as an African American culture, are notorious for not being in the internet. Nobody's not going to put us there. We have to put ourselves there. And the way we put ourselves there is by just, hello, I'm looking for Derek. Google says, who is Derek? Derek is Derek's last name. Google says, I don't know nothing about that. So you get an avalanche of people calling or searching on Google for Derek. They get confused. What Derek? Who? We got to find this Derek everybody's searching for. That's the same thing we do with our legacies. And that was one of the reasons why I started this thing with the Jazz and Blues Legends. Mm-hmm. Because as I do a program and I put a flyer out there on the internet, people see the names. They don't know them. They don't know them from Adam and Eve. Mm-hmm. But they start searching for them. Yeah. Who is Billy Mitchell? Who is Barbara Morrison? Who is Eloise Laws? Who is? Mm-hmm. And so they start searching the internet, combing the internet in different places, Instagram, all these social media sites, Facebook, Snapchat for the young generation who done left us over here on Facebook. They ain't no, they Instagramming and Snapchatting and WhatsApping and all the other stuff. Mm-hmm. But what they don't realize is that you got to bring the search to all of those different platforms. Mm-hmm. And so the search engines within those platforms start saying, who is Dramatic Force? Who is Dramatic Force? Who is Dramatic Force? Right. Tell all your kids, your grandkids, your great-grandkids, just search for you on these platforms. And so it starts creating an interest for them to then go do the research to find you. Because they got all of it. Trust and believe. Mm-hmm. They have the hidden tapes, the recordings. They know where the dead bones are in the industry. But if you never ask them for it, they're not going to produce it.
Okay.
So that's just my thing that I do in terms of helping people to understand why we're not on the internet. How you get on the internet. Mm-hmm. Everything is done through searching.
That's right.
You got to ask them for stuff. I go to my phone all the time. People ask me, Siri was the best thing that, they don't even understand. Hey, Siri. That's all you have to say. She comes up. Dramatic Force. She says, I'm not sure I understand. I know you don't today, Siri. Oh, but you will in a minute. So I'll be back to you because, Siri, I got a caller on the line. Welcome to the show. You've reached us on Jazzabration Live. I'm your host, Linda Morgan. Who's on the line?
Hi, Linda. This is Mumsy, and I'm calling in. How are you?
I'm great, Mumsy.
Fantastic. Happy belated Thanksgiving, and I hope everyone is well out there in Radio Land.
Well, thank you. Did you say Mumsy?
Mumsy. It's Chef Mumsy. Yeah, Mumsy.
Oh, well, welcome to the show, Miss Mumsy.
Well, thank you. You probably don't remember me. I know who you are, but it's been a while. But I was just looking at your photo earlier. You still look absolutely fantastic, and that's the main thing.
Wow, thank you, Mumsy. So what
God has been good to you. Well, I was calling in regards to Peggy and the Dramatic Force, and I've known Peggy, close to almost 40 years, and I know that she's an excellent agent, and I'm looking forward to the wonderful lineup of different affairs and concerts that she has been scheduled for them. Oh. And I just want to congratulate her on her wonderful work, that transformation she's done with this group.
Well, I don't know if Peggy can hear you, but I will definitely relay the message. Mumsy is calling to say thank you for the wonderful work that you've done. Peggy, she's calling in. So go ahead.
Oh, great.
Go ahead, Mumsy. I'm relaying it.
Oh, great. No, well, that's about it. And I want to support the show. I know it comes on once a month, but I just feel like it's very important that we continue to support one another in these industries and just give as much accolades as possible.
Absolutely. That is so important.
They're very, very important. And being with a legend like yourself is an honor and a privilege to be in your circle as well.
Thank you, Mumsy. You may be looking at this. You may be seeing this look on my face because I don't consider myself as a legend, Mumsy. But thank you so much for that.
Everyone's a legend in their own mind and own will. Thank you for that.
See, now that's it. But see, my criteria, you got to been doing it for at least 25 years, and I'm not there yet, Mumsy. But I hear you.
Well, you don't want to say that. You don't want to tell your age because you look nothing like it. So remember, that's our secret.
It's a privilege to tell my age. I'm 56, baby, and I don't have no shame in it.
I don't either. I just won't tell mine, but I don't either.
Not a problem. But I do.
For sure.
Thank you for calling in, and I will let Miss Peggy know that you called Chef Mumsy.
Yes, that's it.
Thank you so much, Chef Mumsy, for calling in.
Thank you, and enjoy the rest of your holiday. I wish each of you safe travels if you're traveling, and that you get everything that you ask for the upcoming year, that God would completely bless you and your desires that you have for yourself and for your family.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a great, thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, it sounds like we got another caller just coming in right after Mumsy. But, yes, Chef Mumsy sends her regards to Miss Peggy, and she says she knows me. There's lots of people. I appreciate the call in. So, fellas, we got about 5 more minutes before we wrap it up. You want to go into a little more of the CD or a little bit more of y'all live? Just to give them a little snippet, or y'all done with the snippets right now? Y'all done with the snippets. Okay, that's not a problem, because we only got 5 more minutes, and then we're just going to, wrap it up. Let's go to another song, and we will be right back with you with Jazzabrations Live, and I'm here with my guest, Dramatic Force.
Change gonna come, change gonna come, change gonna come, change gonna come, change gonna come. Change will come. Just like the river, I've been a-running ever since. It's been a long time coming, and I know a change gon' come. It's been too I'm afraid to die. I don't know what's up there beyond the sky. It's been a long time coming, and I know a change gon' come.
Okay, no problem. y'all. Welcome back. Welcome back. We're down into our last couple of minutes of Jazzabrations Live. I'm your host, Linda Morgan. It has been a fast hour run with me and my guests, Dramatic Force. Thank you, gentlemen, for coming in the studio.
Thank you.
Our live audience know where they can find your music on CD Baby and iTunes, Dramatic Force. They can find us all on Facebook and YouTube on Dramatic Force and Jazzabrations Live. It's been fun. It's been amazing. I look forward to more work. I look forward to 2018.
Thank you.
That we can put on some events and have you guys featured as part of what I do and a part of what your manager, Peggy, does. Mm-hmm. And 2018 is all straight ahead.
Yes, that's great.
Thank you guys so much for joining us, my in-studio guests. I'm your host, Linda Morgan, and you've been on a 1-hour ride with us here at Jazzabrations Live. And as always, I have the baddest engineers in the world. I have none other than Mr. Johnny Morris, hey, and LaRon Davidson as my engineers crew for my Sunday show. Thank you guys so much for being here. Join us next week. We'll be here from 3 to 4. I have two of my legends that will be here with us, none other than Elena and George Gilliam. They are a couple that I've honored separately, but in their own rights, they both are fabulous.
Great.
Fabulous. And then on the 17th, our show will be at 8:30 in the morning, because that will be the day that we will be doing our Jazzabrations annual Black and White Ball. Mr. Johnny, I'm inviting you to that. Put on your tux, come on, Black and White, and join us with all of the legends that have been honored in the Living Legend Foundation. We're doing this just big end-of-the-year celebration party. Come on, I'm going to share the details. It's 2 weeks away. That's the thing about it. It's only 2 weeks away. But follow me on Facebook, Jazz Living Legend, Jazzabrations Live. I'm going to be posting it, all the information about that. And then look for me in January at the City Club, January the 20th. I'm doing a legacy event around someone who was very dear to City Club, Mr. David Cunningham Jr. Mm-hmm. We have Billy Mitchell coming in on that night and celebrating his legacy. He's no longer, he's gone to the Heavenly Band, but we're going to continue his legacy there in the sky on the 51st floor. So if you want to be a part of that, I posted it on Facebook. Hit me up if you want to go. Good. It's limited. It's a private club, but yes, I'm inviting all of my friends to come. Well, thank you. We're going out with this song.
And the power to change a woman to a queen.
So please don't take your love from me. Oh, forgive me. Forgive